Hello and welcome to Hannah. This is the end of February and I'm preparing for Valentine. I have a few um, things that I have on my list to do. This will be a vertical garland, a little decoration for a shop I help at. So I cut out a few hearts from a paper, right? So normal paper that I use, and then I'm using cardstock for scrapbooking. So as much as this pattern is really beautiful, it's only one-sided. It means that when the vertical garland is hanging, it may flip-flop in the breeze and it will show the other side, and I don't like it. So I have this paper that is double-sided and I'm going to use that. So I am picking different colors of red, pink, purple. I like darker colors. I prefer them over pastels, and I am just staring them out, and then I will draw and cut hearts on it. There are hole punchers, however, the biggest one I found is about 2 inches, which is just simply not big enough for this project. I am also watching cool movies, so I don't mind doing a little bit of extra labor, plus I really enjoy it. So this is, by the way, acid-free paper, which is very good quality for scrapbooking, so the photographs don't get ruined. You can use any kind of construction paper. I do prefer thicker the better, because otherwise when it gets moist or the soft paper can basically kind of flop in the air. So if you have thicker construction paper, use that. I have stash of scrapbooking paper, so I used what I had already. So there are two different methods how you can cut the hearts. You probably know. You can just trace the hearts I made from paper, or you can, without tracing, cut it out. I also figured that each of those hearts is about, I don't know, 5 inches, 5 by 5. This paper is 12 by 12, so I know that I can fit one on each quarter. However, I try to be a little frugal and have leftovers. Once you are into scrapbooking, card making, junk journaling, you know that you can use any kind of leftovers, and it kind of pays off to be frugal. Not pays off financially, but more for me at least from sort of environmental reasons. I just don't like waste at all. So this is, maybe it seems painful to somebody who is used to using Cricut machine. However, I really enjoy the manual labor part of it. So once I traced all these hearts, I am going to cut them out. Just a little reminder that these hearts are going to hang out and will be visible by anybody who walks by them. So when I'm cutting the heart itself, you see that? So it worked exactly, right? That I can have four hearts in one paper. And now I'm cutting out the heart shapes. However, because the edges of the hearts will be visible, I am making sure that I cut it little tiny bit on the inside of the line. I just don't like if I would see the pencil line. However, if it happens, you can always erase it with an eraser. So this is same old. I can speed it up here. So I'm repeating the same process and cutting out the hearts. This is a better method when working with kids, right? They can trace it, you can cut it for them, or you can just help them. So if you don't want to make mistakes, I recommend using this method. However, I like to live on the edge, so I did the more hearts. I created simply without tracing it at all. I just cut it out. That was easy and it worked well for me. I guess it does require a little bit more patience and planning. I basically stuck the end of the heart or the bottom part in the corner, and then I made sure I held it properly and I don't move my fingers so I don't cut kind of sideways. Um, that said, when I was talking about the line before, I don't have to worry about it at all. Plus, in this case, the hearts don't have to be exactly identical, so it didn't matter to me if I kind of got carried away and I cut a little bit outside of the edge. So I speed up the video for you a little bit. I'm using different colors. I do like the idea that different colors will be presented on the garland. As I mentioned before, try not to use one-sided paper because otherwise you will see the backing, unless you are planning to make two identical cards and glue them together. And in that case, you will be able to put the ribbon in between them. So just kind of always make sure that you are planning well what you are going to do, and it will work out magic. So then I moved to my sewing room, and I have a very simple sewing machine. I'm going to use zigzag stitch, and I have a ribbon that was a little bit transparent. I liked it, and red of course. And I cut about 8 feet. I always prefer to use more because like right now I'm doing little edging, little loop, right? So I folded the ribbon about 2 inch in, and I'm sewing through it, and then I'm sewing through every heart right in the middle. I put the ribbon there. You can use both methods. I made one before where I put the ribbon on the bottom and heart on the top. For that distance or length, it's pretty easy to do. You are not going to make a mistake. However, I figured since I'm doing it possibly for beginners, it's safer if you have the ribbon on the top, right? So that's easy enough, right? I find it quite straightforward. I really enjoyed it, and it was lots of fun. And there's definitely many different options that different garlands for different holidays can be made like this. I have also seen people doing similar horizontal garlands, but basically without the ribbon. So if you actually sew with your sewing machine, you will create the connector as well, meaning replacing the ribbon just for the threads, the top and bottom one. So that's it. That's the final product. I'm quite pleased. I was also thinking using maybe thicker paper, but that may require denim needle. So here I just show it to you again from different angle. So first I made a loop. I folded in like 2 inches. I figured if I'm making the garland, I'm most likely going to hang it on something, right? So it's handy to have. And then I am basically putting the hearts in. I didn't measure the distance at all. It's I did about maybe 2 inches, but I didn't pay really attention to it because I am not going for symmetry, even though each of those garlands will be hanging on one side of the window. But I kind of like the little bit, what's the nice word? Eclectic, chaotic, asymmetrical type of items. And then on the bottom I did another loop just in case the vertical garland is kind of floppy or moving too much. So I will be able to hang any kind of weight on the bottom, carabin, piece of stone, bead, whatever. So that's it. That's the final result. So as you can see, when I was sewing it, the hearts seemed quite big, but they are not as big. They are pretty small. So that's it. This is actually another project I just got carried away making video of. But I hope you enjoyed this. And if you like my ideas, follow me on Instagram or on Facebook group. Thank you for watching, Handmade.